So I've decided to give my Doc Ock here some better tentacles. And what I did was purchased 4 lights that plug into your USB port for your computer. And I'm going to harvest what I can off of these stock tentacles. And basically what I did was cut the unusable parts off of the top and bottom, and glue them in place. The reasoning for using this bottom section was, 1, to give it a little bit of extra length, and 2, it has the port so it'll plug right into his back. And then obviously I use the claw. Now these could be repainted to match the look of this, or you could leave them. I haven't quite decided yet, but all I did was take a Dremel cutting tool. I cut the bottom off, cut the top off, and then I used a simple drill bit, like this one here, to bore out the bottom section here. The top section simply pops off, and I used a bit of crazy glue and glued it right in place. And just your basic crazy glue. So I'm going to get the rest of these on, and then I will show you the final result. So as you see, I've gotten 3 done and 1 to go. So I decided at this point to actually show the last one, because in other videos that I've done this, I've had people complain that I've described the action and not actually shown it. So for those that are visual learners, I'm going to perform the surgery on this last one. So again, you take your Dremel with your sanding or your cutting bit, and we are going to cut off the bottom and top sections of this. Now, there's a bit of sparks. If you're under 18, get your parents' permission, all that kind of stuff. So that's 1 done. So what we'll do is pop off the top claw, and we're going to put a little crazy glue in there. This fits pretty snugly in there. But between the combination of the extreme heat from having filed it off and the crazy glue, it takes a couple seconds and then it's hardened on there. As you can see on these ones, they don't, it doesn't move at all. The other side is the same thing. We're going to cut off the light part. And then flatten it to make sure it's nice and even. Get rid of all this garbage. Now for this section, I come up 3 sections on this, and then I'm going to cut it here. What that does allows me enough material to drill into. You go nice and flat. So now this is garbage. So for those of you that like to keep your figure stock as is, you may invest in a second set of tentacles. For me personally, I don't really care. I do this for me, not for the next person that's going to own the figure. So now what we're going to do is we're going to drill into here. What I generally like to do is get a starting point, just so that the drill bit doesn't jump around and now has a place that it's going to be inserted. And then the other thing I try and do with this is physically straighten it out a little bit, because it does have some curvature to it. And now we're going to go ahead and drill. And I stopped just to clean out any bits that were inside of it, so you can see better what you're doing. Okay, now the same thing, I get my crazy glue. You don't have to be overly generous with it, just enough to let it leak down inside. Now you work your way in with this, and as you're doing it, you'll feel it getting tighter. Once it bottoms out, you're done. Again, this is now completely secured on here. The bottom is going to dry, and then we're going to attempt to get these into the proper holes. So on my figure, I have a custom coat for him, which if you watched my last video on him, which was I don't know, step 1 or stage 1 or something like that, I added the coat. The coat is from GPS lots. My GPS lot. My only issue with it is that it is very tight in the shoulders. It could have been made a little more roomy and would have. This is uncharted territory for me. What I plan on doing is putting a little bit of crazy glue in here, because I don't want these constantly falling out when you're fidgeting with them and forming them. So what I'll do is line up the hole of the jacket with the hole in the figure, put the crazy glue in, and then add a tentacle. So we're going to repeat this step for all 4. Let's see this one here. So far, so good. And last but not least, now I'm going to give this just a couple of minutes to dry, and then we'll come back and see how it is to pose him. So here's a look at the completed figure now. Again, the first part of this was the coat, lab coat, and then the tentacles was the second portion. So that is my modded Doc Ock. This from the back now, you can see where the stock tentacles came out from. And again, it just gives it that little bit extra that you're not losing off of the new ones. And these things are completely movable now. You can have them do whatever you want with them. I don't know what you'd want to do, but it's up to you. But they're a lot more pliable than the old ones were. So yeah, I'm definitely happy with that. And as stated earlier, you can paint up the sections if you wanted to make them look more metallic. That's up to you. I don't know that I really care so much about that. Another thing I'm going to try and do is pop off his gloves and see if I can push up the sleeves a little bit further. And he can still stand on his own, which I think is kind of neat. Get his knee to So yeah, that's Doc Ock. So if you wanted to try to give custom tentacles to yours, basically now you've been walked through it, and it's really not that difficult. So I do hope everybody has a great day, and I will catch you later.
Bye. Keep watching for the next video. Come back soon. Bye.